Welcome to all of you. In this lecture, we are going to discuss some of the problems related to DFT. Let us take the first one, the statement. Compute the endpoint DFT of the sequence x of n is equal to a to the power of n for all the values of n varying from 0 to n minus 1. So this is a previous examination question asked in June-July 2016 for 4 marks. So these questions are applicable irrespective of the various schemes, 2010 scheme or 15 scheme or 17 scheme, whatever it is. So in all of them we are having this as a common chapter. Therefore in any of those question papers, if it is asked, it is applicable with respect to that scheme. Let us get into the solution. So one thing you have to make an observation in the given question. So there is no sequence being given, and also the length of the sequence is not defined. So it is in general asked for n points, as well as the input is very generic, that is a to the power of n they are giving. We cannot make the DFT solution just by making use of the matrix method or directly implementing the formula method or similar type. So we have to take a different method. Let us start with the solution. So define the DFT formula. X of k is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n omega n nk for all the values of k varying from 0 to n minus 1. What is being given with respect to the formula? So x of n is being defined, that is equal to a to the power of n, and the range of the summation is, once again, it will remain as 0 to n minus 1. So keep the range as it is, substitute for x of n. So we are going to have summation range n is equal to 0 to n minus 1. In place of x of n, we are substituting a to the power of n omega n nk we are going to have. In both of these two terms, we can observe the power has a common factor. So take out those power and make an integrated representation. So that is a omega n power k whole to the power of n, we can write that. Make a continuation of. So I have just written the same expression over here. So in the mathematics, we are going to have a standard mathematical realization, that is summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 b to the power of n is equal to b to the power of capital letter N minus 1 divided by b minus 1 for b not equal to 1. Now make a comparison of this summation of n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 and b to the power of n with this part of the expression. So summation range, yes, that is equal to same, and this b to the power of n appears like a omega n k to the power of n. So that means in place of b, if we substitute this a omega n k, then both of these two expressions appears similar. Therefore with respect to the right hand side of this expression, I can replace b by a omega n to the power of k. Doing that, we are going to get x of k is equal to a omega n k whole to the power of capital letter N. Remember, in the place of b, I am substituting this a omega n power k. So that is what we are going to get, this minus 1 as it is. In the denominator, just b is there, a omega n to the power of k minus n we are going to have. So this n we can take it inside and we can have further simplification over here. A to the power of capital letter N omega n k n minus 1 divided by, there will be no changes with respect to the denominator, retained as it is. Further simplification happens with respect to this twiddle factor that is represented over here. So this twiddle factor has been taken over here. it can be represented in terms of exponential e to the power of minus j 2 pi kn divided by n. We are going to have this n and n once divides, remaining e to the power of minus j 2 pi k we are going to have. Writing this in terms of cosine and sine, we are going to have cos 2 pi k minus j sine 2 pi k, and its value always remains as 1. How we are going to get that one? So that is being represented in this part. So cos and sine part is being taken over here, and for each value of k, the outcome of cos and sine is calculated. Now let us consider this particular expression and keep substituting the value of k. At k is equal to 0, we get cos 2 pi into 0 minus j sin 2 pi into 0. Its simplified value is equal to 1. At k is equal to 1, it is cos 2 pi into 1 minus j sin 2 pi into 1. Again, its value is also equal to 1. If we keep substituting like k is equal to 2, k is equal to 3, dash 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 up to any value of up to any value of k, we will always keep getting the value 1, because they are all simply the multiples of 2 pi we are going to have. So multiples of 2 pi in the sense it is equivalent to either 0 degrees or 360 degrees we can take. So cos 0, in all the cases it will become cos 0 minus j sin 0, or cos 360 minus j sin 360 we are going to have. So cosine part will always takes the value 1, sine part will always take the value 0. Therefore complex part is eliminated, only the real part, the value 1, will be remained. Therefore in general we are going to write, so omega n kn, if in the power of this twiddle factor, if we are going to have this capital letter N, by default its value is always equal to 1. Therefore in this case also this twiddle factor is replaced by the value 1, and we are going to get the final answer x of k is equal to a to the power of n, that is remaining as it is, minus 1 divided by a omega n power k minus 1 we are going to have. So again I want to remind you that twiddle factor omega n kn, so in the power of the twiddle factor, if there is capital N, then by default the twiddle factor value will be equal to 1. Don't think about what is there in the suffix of that power, either k or small letter n or minus kn or minus nn. So it doesn't matter. Irrespective of all those things, its value will be always equal to 1. So this thing we are going to use in further solutions also. So always try to remember this representation will be always equal to 1. Let us take one more problem. Again, this is not a straightforward solution. So find n-point DFT of the sequence x of n is equal to an for all the values of n ranging from 0 to n minus 1. So this has been asked several times in the examination for 7 marks, 6 marks, and then 6 marks. So latest is December 2008, January 2019 asked for 6 marks. Let us go through the solution of it. Define the DFT formula. X of k is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n omega n nk for all the values of k ranging from 0 to n minus 1. What is being given? The range is being given 0 to n minus 1. That means I cannot change the summation range. It is again n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 only. X of n is being given, that is equal to an. I need to substitute in the place of x of n. In the next expression we have done that. X of k is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 an multiplied with the twiddle factor. So in the given input it is a into n we are going to, that's a dot product. where a will become a constant value because a has nothing to do with this summation range. The summation is with respect to n. Therefore, a will become a constant value. We can take this a outside the summation, and we have to retain this n because summation is defined with respect to the value of n. So we are going to get a has been taken outside, a into summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 n into omega n nk we are going to have. So a known formula of the mathematics we are going to define over here. So we are going to have the formula summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 b to the power of n is equal to b to the power of capital letter N minus 1 divided by b minus 1 for b not equal to 1. This is the same formula what we used in the previous solution. Now we are going to take this formula a step ahead, because if you make a comparison of this b to the power of n with this representation, there is no match for it. So we cannot directly make any substitution over here. Therefore, first we must take into a situation where summation and inside the summation must completely match with what we are having, and then we are going to make the substitution. For that, we are taking this mathematical formula a step further, that is differentiating on both sides of this expression. This is what I am going to talk about. So we are going to get this final expression, summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 n into b to the power of n minus 1 is equal to b minus 1 into n b to the power of n minus 1 minus b to the power of n minus 1 into 1 whole divided by b minus 1 whole square. Making a continuation of this, so I have just written the same expression what we have got in the previous slide over here. Now multiply for this expression on both sides by b. So that's what is being written here. So after multiplication, this is what we are going to get. Right? Just for one example, I am going to take left hand side. See, for this expression on both the sides we are multiplying by b. So summation range remains the same, n into b to the power of n minus 1 into b it is going to happen. In the sense, this minus 1 will get eliminated and its complete representation now becomes what is being written over here. Summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 n into b to the power of n we are going to have. On the right hand side also we are going to perform the similar operation and we are going to have this representation. Remember, so it is not directly matching with this expression because whatever this brackets has been there, those brackets has been eliminated. After that we are going to multiply with b. After elimination, that means they multiply all these things and try to take this into the simplified format. We are going to get this part and this will be multiplied with b, that b has retained as it is over here. So taking this further, we are going to have further simplification. Take few things as a common factor. See, b to the power of n is there, b to the power of n is there. We are going to take that as a common factor. We are going to remain with n minus 1, that is being written here, and two other parameters are being written as it is. Denominator we are not going to touch. Now we can make a comparison of problem where we left with and with the differentiation of the formula what we had taken. Now they are a match. N, this term was also there. Now this b will act as a twiddle factor representation and n will remain as it is. Therefore b now will be equal to omega n to the power of k we are going to have. So on the right hand side, that means for this expression, now we are going to substitute in the place of b, we are going to substitute this twiddle factor representation. So where we had left with This was the position where we left with. By expanding this or making the substitution b is equal to twiddle factor, in this particular case, in this particular expression, we are going to get this complete realization. Now again a revisit of that omega n to the power of n we are going to have. You have to recall that from the previous problem that is present over here. So this is the one term with respect to omega n to the power of k capital letter N we are going to have. This will become equal to 1. There will be one more term. If you multiply omega n to the power of k into 1 into n, then one more term we are going to get over here. So that term will also become equal to 1. So making the further simplification, this is what we are going to get with further simplification. So in this simplified representation, again we are going to have, here it is plus 1, here it is minus 1. They will cancel each other, and then take this omega n to the power of k inside this bracket, multiply them. Then we are going to have simplified representation n multiplied with omega n to the power of k minus 1 divided by omega n to the power of k minus 1 whole square. This whole square and this omega n to the power of k minus 1, this term once divides, remaining is n divided by omega n to the power of k minus 1 we are going to have. Now making the final representation, and this is with respect to k not equal to 0. Now making the final representation, we are going to have x of k will be equal to a to the power of an into n minus 1 divided by 2 for k is equal to 0. Then an divided by omega n k minus 1 for k not equal to 0. So this is the final solution representation we are going to have. So let us take one more problem which is quite simplified, but it will be asked for around 4 marks during the examination, just for simplified version. So an analog signal is sampled at 10 kilohertz and DFT of 512 samples is computed. Find the frequency spacing between spectral samples of DFT. What is the frequency spacing if 1024 point DFT is used? What is analog frequency corresponding to k is equal to 64, 128 and 200? See, calculate for one case. In place of that, we'll keep substituting these three values. We are going to get the further solution. Okay, coming to the solution. So total 512 point DFT is being given. The sampling frequency is defined as 10 kilohertz. So both of these parameters are given. Now the frequency spacing is defined by 1 divided by s into fs, where n is going to represent the number of samples, so that is 5 tolls, that is being given, and fs is the sampling frequency. So sampling frequency 10 kilohertz is being given. So we are going to get the frequency spacing as 19.53 hertz. Now calculate with respect to this various values, 1024 values. We have done for 512 values. In place of 512, if you are going to take 1024 point DFT, then what will be the frequency spacing? In place of the 512, I am just going to substitute 1024, then 9.76 hertz. So that means the spacing will keep reducing with respect to this. So similarly, it has been calculated for 64 point. We get this value. For 128, this is the value we are going to get, and for 200 points, we are going to get 50 hertz as the solution. So let us have one more problem which is different way of asking the question. So in this whole lecture, what I am trying to discuss is not a straightforward way of calculating the DFT. So questions are being given in a different manner. We need to bring that into the proper representation to find out the final answer. So go through the statement. Calculate the DFT of the sequence x of n is equal to cos pi n divided by 4 plus sin pi n divided by 4 for n is equal to 4. That means sequence length n will be given, that is equal to 4, but the sequence x of n is not given in a straightforward manner. We need to identify the value of x of n for 4 points, and then we need to calculate the DFT of x of n. So this particular problem, we are going to take this into discussion again in the further lecture while discussing about the properties of the DFT. That's why I thought of making a solution over here, so that we'll have a different type of problem representation and its solution. Getting into the solution part. So given the sequence length n is equal to 4, but the sequence is not straightforward. That's what I told. This x of n is not like previously what we discussed in the previous lecture. It was just like 1 2 3 4 or 1 1 0 0, something like that. That kind of sequence is not given. It is being given in terms of cosine and sine. So what we require to identify now, we need to identify the sequence x of n, which will be x of 0 position value, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3. Now calculate each of these values at each position. At n is equal to 0, we are going to calculate x of 0. That means for small letter n, substitute 0 with respect to this cos and sine terms. We are going to get cos pi into 0 divided by 4. In place of small letter n, we are substituting this value 0. Sin pi into 0 divided by 4. Simplifying this, we are going to get 1. Similarly, at n is equal to 1, we are going to get x of 1 is equal to 1.414. You have to make a substitution. Simplify this, we are going to get this value. Similarly, for n is equal to 2, we get 1. For n is equal to 3, we get 0. Now we have got 4 values satisfying the criteria of length of the sequence, that is 4. Therefore, now the sequence x of n will have the representation 1, 1.414, 1 and 0. Now for this, we know how to calculate the DFT. Let us take that. So once we find the sequence, further solution is straightforward. Apply the formula directly or apply the matrix method. Here the matrix method solution is being shown, since for n is equal to 4, it takes very simplified solution. So procedure, we are going to have the formula representation, general formula representation. For n is equal to 4, we are going to have this matrix realization representation. This Twiddle factor value as well as x of n value is being substituted over here, Twiddle factor and x of n. Perform the matrix multiplication. So this is what we are going to get. Simplify this, we are going to get the final answer. X of k is equal to 3.414 minus 1.414j, 0.586, 1.414j. So here we are going to have more problems related to the DFT calculation. So these are being asked in previous examinations. So 8-point DFT calculation, input is being directly given. Sketch the magnitude and phase spectra. This is for 10 marks. Then determine the DFT of the sequence x of n is equal to -1 whole to the power of n for n ranging from 0 to 7. Asked in 2014 for 8 marks. Here also the sequence is not being given in a straightforward manner. You need to calculate total for 8 points. That means for small letter n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8 you have to take. For each value of n you need to calculate the value. Finally we are going to get the sequence x of n, for which we need to calculate the 8-point DFT. Then one more, the same kind of representation, but n plus 1 power we are going to have. So this is going to change the sequence itself. same 8-point calculation we are going to have. So you need to solve by yourself. So there are few more such problems we are going to have. Find the IDFT of x of k is equal to 24 minus 2j 0 2j, asked in just happened examination August-September 2020. This asked for 6 marks scheme 17 EC 52. So 2017 scheme it has been asked. In December 2016 and January 2017 examination, same question is being asked for 8 marks. Scheme is 2010 scheme. So for this, x of k is being given, x of n need to be calculated. We are having the matrix relation of the IDFT. Apply that directly to this one and we can have the IDFT calculation. Then find the 8-point DFT of the sequence x of n is equal to 1110. Asked for 8 marks. See, this is a special case where 4 points are being given. Asked to calculate for 8-point DFT. In such a case, we need to concatenate 4 more zeros at the ending part. So finally we are going to get the 8-point sequence. Then we are going to make the calculation for that. Next one, it is just similar case but number of points are different. Find 5-point DFT of x of n is equal to 1 2 3 1 and also draw magnitude and phase plots. See, 4 points are being given. Asked to calculate for 5 point. Again you need to insert a 0 at the end. Then the sequence will become 1 2 3 1 0, total 5 points. Then we need to calculate the 5-point DFT. So this is being asked in 2017 for 8 marks. So these problems are being left for you to solve at home. So try to make a solution of all these things. Thanks for joining.